Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2. What a do, YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you're hearing us or watching us from. This is the Sweet Action Podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Sweet Action Podcast. If you're a new or returning viewer, we appreciate you guys for coming and kicking with the best crew as always. You got myself, Carlos. Next to me, I got the homie Trey. Come on, now you guys know we got the homegirl Kelsey working with magic as always. Across from me, I got the homie Jorge.
What I do?
And in front of me, you guys love him, you guys hate him, it's the homie John. But guys, ladies and gentlemen, that is not it. Come on, I've said it again. Like, I've said it so many times. Sweet Action only interviews the best of the best. And right here, we have a very, very special guest. Not only is he an amazing, beautiful singer, an amazing artist, very stylish, very, very, very beautiful, but amazing. He has also a very dope show coming out tomorrow night on Wednesday, 10 p.m. It's gonna be a banger. You guys better go watch it. It's gonna be out there. It's called Bad Hair Day, where you'll get to see story, and it's very inspiring. Come on, guys. It's our boy Chill Will Jones. Yo,
what is
up? What up, brother?
Chill Will Jones. I love that name. Where
How'd you come up with that name, man?
Chill Will.
Listen. Now, you know how when yellow doesn't like green, but then green likes blue, but then blue doesn't really fuck with brown?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to tell a different story. But really, Chill Will is not really chill at all. But for the most part, like, I have no filter, and I do what I want. I say what I want. I don't really care about if, especially like me wearing paint on my nails, people like, you know, men don't, like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
So, like, people would always say, yo, chill, Will. You need to chill. So then it kind of like stuck, and then I tried to be Hennessy Jones like early on in my career when I first started songwriting.
Hennessy Jones?
Yeah, but
That's
then like
hard.
when I started getting like major placements, Hennessy kind of sent me a cease and desist.
Oh, shit.
And was like, yeah, I need you to
stop.
It's funny because they sponsored a party too when I was like 19.
Oh, shit, really?
And then you sent me a cease and desist like 6 months later.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we don't rock with Hennessy right now?
Listen, it's tattooed on my neck. That's how ratchet I am. It's on my neck. I love Hennessy.
Hennessy is a good drink.
No, well, Chill Will, definitely very, very beautiful. What's the word? Like, it hits you like Chill Will, you know? I feel like I heard like something that goes like Chill Will. There was a song one time, I think. You played it to me, right?
Bro, this is like fucking like middle school or like high school. Like so long ago.
Nah, but definitely, I think it'd be amazing to not only learn about like where that name comes from, but really where have you started from? You know, where did everything start for you to get into this whole industry? Because if you really think about it, you're part of like both industries. You know, the music industry and like the entertainment industry. Yeah. And I mean, I'm kind of jealous, but but how did it all start? Where did you find out that this is the career path that you want to get into, that you want to pursue? And where did it all just begin?
Well, like, first and foremost, I never wanted to be a singer. I never wanted to be a writer. I didn't want to do anything artistic. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to help like kids. Because when I was younger, I was like almost a year old. I was burned in a house fire. Like, I burned my hair, my head, my face, my ears, my shoulder, my body. And essentially, the crazy thing when I tell people is like, all this is from plastic surgery.
Oh, wow.
And you know, most people can't really tell.
Yeah,
maybe right here on my lip because they tried to like fix my lip the wrong way.
The wrong way.
You know, but,
the wrong way.
But like growing up in like high school, like growing up in like it's like more middle school.
Yeah.
Just dealing with, and then when I was getting a tumor, like dealing with all of that, I kind of like I'm not gonna say like. I won't take it to the extent of like bullying because I was a demon myself in school.
You're on your demon time, brother.
But it was to the point to where like I would like hurt myself. I would try to commit suicide. I love school, and there was a point in time where I was going to school and I was fighting every day. Like I was just at that point to where, all right, you want to say something about like me having stitches in my head in school, and it was just,
also,
you know, me just
you were catching face left and right.
I woke up and chose violence. So then when I got to that point to where I started to take it out on myself. Yeah. So when I was in the hospital, I remember I think I had overdosed on like some kind of cough syrup and pills. So the lady was telling me like, maybe you should think about another career choice because you won't really get a medical license if you have a career of misuse of medication. So at that point, I was just kind of like, okay, What am I doing? You know, at that time I was considering OnlyFans before OnlyFans.
Whoa. We gotta get on that now. So
don't just rush past that.
Because are you telling me that the world out there, including myself, missed out on some OnlyFans from Chill Will?
Yeah, it was. You know, it was.
Oh, dang.
You know, there would have been a couple of monkeys, a couple of oranges, a cowboy hat, you know, cowboy boots and a lasso.
That's my favorite.
Melted marshmallows and peanut butter. You know.
Yeah. So
Being
why
chill,
did it happen? Were you like so close to doing it or not?
What?
The OnlyFans?
It got to the point that where like, cause I got a writing credit with Brandy when I was really early on my age. So I just felt like when I turned like 17, 18, I had like a lot of my friends that were, you know, at that time they were releasing sex tapes on social media for fun.
Oh, shit.
For likes and comments.
Yeah.
They didn't know that you later on you could make money out of it and market it. But you know, like, they were like releasing sex tapes or like they'll break up with a chick and be like, yeah, I'm gonna release your sex tape. Well, more people are gonna fuck her. What do you mean? That's
That's fact right there.
The Rita girl from our school. I'm in those days.
Yeah. There was a point in time in high school. I don't know if it happened in your high school, but people would make accounts where they would expose people.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then like you see the girl like crying like in the hallway, and it's like, brother, you're like, did you see what happened? It's like, yeah, down bad.
Were you? Did you guys have those? During
Yeah, they had like they would create fake group pages, and then it was like it would be the mystery of who created this page. Because once you think we figured out who it is,
It's not that.
they would either it would be that person, and they would post some other shit to throw you off,
Oh, they're menaces.
or some shit. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I need to work for the CIA. Like, I was just sitting there all day trying to kind of figure out
who.
because some stuff of me got posted. I'm like, okay, now who the fuck is this dog?
Wow. So we almost took the OnlyFans route, but then what stopped you and what made you go into singing after that then?
I mean, honestly, like me singing in the hospital, when I was like in the hospital, like a nurse would tell me like I would sit there and like write like stories and paragraphs and like poems and stuff. And then she would be like, it's so descriptive. She wanted me to like write a book. So then I tried to write a book and then I found out like you got to do all these drafts and rewrite and I didn't have time for that. I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna write music. So at that point, like Whitney Houston, Marvin Gaye, and Usher are like my three biggest influences as a kid. Yeah. But then I kind of like drew what made me want to be an artist. I was actually just telling Carlos this yesterday. What actually just made me be an artist was Aaliyah.
Oh.
Just the fact that like her artistry from you never heard a bad word. Like she was the sweetest person on earth. And I even had producers who've worked with Aaliyah and said like her whole, like people could be arguing and the moment she walks in the room, her energy changes, everything.
That's some powerful
Sweetest,
shit.
most honest person in the world. So it's like when I would listen to her music and just see how she evolutionized versus like, yeah, you had other artists who were doing dancing, but she had this kind of like tomboyish, smooth swagger, but she was still feminine. And it was like, she made you fall in love with her for different reasons. So like when I saw that, I said, that's the kind of artist I want to be. I organically want to come off as a good person and a good artist.
You definitely do. Definitely.
That's me. Don't get me wrong. I get messy, but I got a bit.
Hey, it doesn't hurt getting messy here and there, you know. That's what we all do.
So it was being in the hospital where you started writing? Or was there something before that made you start?
Yeah, I was pretty much like when I was in the hospital, at that time I was writing like short stories, and then she saw it. And then at that point, when I figured out like I started actually trying to write a book or write like a movie or something, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just about to. I knew music came to me easily, and the fact that I would sit in the hospital when I was getting treatments done. Sometimes, like I spent the first 4 years of my life in a hospital bed, so like I would sit in the hospital. Especially as when I was like 4, I was memorized with music videos and music. When I heard Whitney Houston, the first song I heard from Whitney was "My Name Is Not Susan." It's not Susan. That's my song. Like when I heard that, and the way that Whitney made me feel, I came alive. I was just like, I want to essentially do that, but I couldn't sing back then. I could write. So I would just kind of like write, and then I studied as I was getting older, like especially like from 10 to 14, when I was in a hospital, I would study music videos, study the artistic views, study a shot, study like, so when I become an artist, I'd never want to be that artist where I'm sitting on set and they like, well, what kind of music video you want? And I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So like even now, like I try to be, I feel like even I went through hell and back, which I feel I've been through a lot. I feel like my gift that God gave me was that I'm such a creative. I may not be the brightest crayon in the box. Is that the term?
Yeah, you can say
Is that the term? You know, I may not be that. I do have a lot of common sense. I feel like a lot of things for me don't click. Book work and school didn't click for me. But like being able to look at something on a paper and create a scene or create an image or create something environment for me that look good and feel good, I do that like a drop of a dime. So I felt like that was my lane, is to be a creative versus, you know, I was too cute to be on radio or work in a factory. So I was like, you know, but speaking of that, you have a really good like radio voice. I'm not saying
me? I never. That's the first. That's the first. Thank you.
I've been waiting for someone.
When you got on the thing, I'm like, damn, this nigga really sound like he on fucking radio.
That's the first I got that. Thank you.
What about me?
I told y'all, bro. I had some discussion.
I'm waiting for all of us to get compliments too. You know?
How did that writing for Brandy come along? You said it happened like really early on, right?
Yeah, so basically I was like writing music on like my phone. I was like recording like stuff on my phone with music, and then I would upload them on YouTube. So when I upload them on YouTube, Sonia Norwood like kind of reached out and on an email and was like, they really like the record, boom, boom, boom. I won't get into the logistics of things, but you know, when you're an unknown songwriter, you get paid dirt. Let's just put it out there. You get paid next to nothing. But the opportunity was great. I say I learned a lot as far as like as a young kid, like in the business and just learning. Number one thing I learned is get your paperwork right. Get that black and white together. You know, I was young. They didn't teach me that. It was just kind of, oh my God, it's so-and-so. I want to write. So when you don't got your paperwork together after you've already put a product out, they can kind of control
how it goes, who's listening to it and all that type of stuff.
So
did you get to meet her by any chance? Or it was, wow. How was she?
Great, like really like love her, like especially I sat in like one studio session, like she's like really, really dope, and I can stand by and say, you know, social media has dubbed her the vocal Bible, and I think she is, very much so.
Wow.
And would you say that was your first like opportunity to get into the industry, or was there like still other things you had to go through and do in order to get your big break?
I essentially didn't really call that a big break for me because like when I did it, like it wasn't like a whole bunch of people hit me up after that because the record that I wrote, which was First in Love, it really didn't do any, it really didn't go nowhere. It wasn't a single, it wasn't really pushed. So like I had the credit to the record, but it was just kind of like, now I got to get out there. I kind of use that with some of my resumes where I could be like, okay, this is a record I penned, this is a record I wrote. So honestly, when I got together with Tia Marie, we used to be signed to Jay-Z. She was on Love and Hip Hop. Contract ended with that. So like when me and her started right after Jay-Z dropped her, I met her at Eastern Michigan University. I'm from Ohio. So, you know, Cleveland would go to Detroit, get ratchet all the time, every weekend. So I had met her at Eastern Michigan. She had did a concert there. We kind of had a conversation. She let me know about what was going on. She was working on this deal with Warner Brothers. So she, from that point, we just got in the studio and got to working. And, you know, I worked with her all the way up to Love and Hip Hop to even after Love and Hip Hop. So
definitely. And when you were writing in the hospital, was there any of those songs that you wrote in your like latest work? Like, is there a song that you wrote from back then that it's out here now?
No, not really. Cause back then, like even some of the notebooks I don't have anymore, but like I have some of the thoughts. Like I have emails from like 12 years ago that I go back that I've saved.
All right.
In my Gmail, on my cloud. I'll go back. There's some emails that have certain lyrics and certain beats that I've just been like, to me, like I want to write it. And there's been records that I've written. Like I have a new record that I'm penning right now. I got that production like 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it was a voice of God to me because when I heard that Hit Boy, when he did a record for Beyonce on Renaissance, and he said that Beyonce got that beat 8 years ago, and he couldn't write to it then. He had to let it resonate for 8 years. Oh wow! And he finally wrote a record that charted #1 on one of the charts, which every song charted #1. You know, and that was a sign for me saying, going in to do this record next week. I'm like, well then, okay, then it feels right then that I let a record sit for 10 years in the vault, and I kind of was go back, write, go back, and it just didn't feel right until now.
No, yeah. What about, because talking about like, you know, the records and writing them and all that, how was it writing to, I think personally me, one of your like my favorite songs is Scars. You know, how was that process and how was that? Because I think it's definitely a very hard hitting one and I love it, you know? So it's like, how did all that started to get that like song out?
Scars was the hardest song that I wrote.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to my guy, Larry Witt. He engineered the record. Larry is my guy. He's part of my creative process too. He's an engineer, he's a singer. We both went to Musicians Institute in Hollywood. Shout out MI. But like Scars was hard because when I did Love Games, which was the first song that I dropped off of that EP, this was even before we were even talking about the show.
Oh, really?
So like when I started filming the show, I had to walk myself through trauma. And walking through that trauma, it was hard because I had a lot of breakdowns. So I kind of was like, as an artist, I would get all the time that people would be like, oh, bro, you always got the strippers, you always turning up, you always kicking it, you always doing a show. Like people didn't really know anything about me. They just thought I was
they don't know the
turn
come up. Yeah.
They didn't know the turn up king. And then
The Turn Up King? I love that.
Yeah, like so this girl inboxed me and was like, she was just like, wow. She was like, I bet you've never been through anything. And I was like, wow, like
Shut up.
the fact that they didn't really know my story, it pushed me. So I went in the next day and I told Larry, because I play guitar, so I started stringing on the guitar, the keys to it. So then I brought my producer in, so we started writing the record.
Yeah.
So when I came in, it took me like 4 days to record this record because like I recorded the first verse and I got like really emotional, choked up. And then Larry was like, chill, come in here. Let me talk to you. He's like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. It's like your emotions are flooding too much. Whoa. So like we sat down, I gave it 2 days. I came back the next day and I made it like halfway to the second verse. And then I started crying again. And I'm like, ugh, well, these emotions are flooding me.
Yeah.
So so eventually by the 4th day, like when I came in the 4th day, I'm like, man, fuck this, dog. I was off Hennessy too. Like I was on Hennessy, I was highly inebriated, and I went in the studio and I just said, bam, this is kind of like, as an artist, these are those do or die moments to where you have to hit your mark or not. Like, what are you gonna do?
Definitely. I mean, I think it's a hard hitting song, and hearing it from you saying that, it was very tough to do and very hard to like kind of like go over that hump like that, right? I think it would be an amazing time for anybody that hasn't heard it yet or it hasn't been wanting to hear it yet to give it a listen, you know what I'm saying? So I think, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to cry and get ready to feel the love from my man, Will. So whenever you're ready, let's get it going.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
You think that I'm happy, I ain't going through nothing. And you think that I'm perfect. No, I'm not. And you think 'cause I'm smiling, I don't have any pain. The truth is I am really hurting. Hey. After 27 surgeries, and you would think that nothing hurts me. Yeah. Just 'cause I don't cry don't mean I don't cry. I hide my pain so you can see my scars on me. Scars on me. Yeah. Feel like you don't get me at all. I've been misunderstood. Yes, I have. And it's Time to get my life back. Hold my head up, stand tall. No more excuses. No, 'cause I died. 'Cause you know that I tried. We'll still be happy, 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 yeah. Oh, I hide my, yeah.
Wow.
Can you see my stars? Yeah. Oh, listen. Scars.
Yo.
After hearing that, I'm not buying it. That I never wanted to be a singer. I'm not buying that, man. That's an amazing voice.
Will,
You said it wasn't me?
No.
No, I'm saying it was you. No, I'm saying it was you, but I'm just not buying the story anymore on the, I didn't want to be a singer at first.
I didn't really know I could sing. Funny story is when the first put me in the studio, not a song by Jay-Z and Beyonce, that Bonnie and Clyde, like 01 or something it was called.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah, so this was like, somebody, don't judge me, but they had a CD player in the car. I don't know how old the car was. But like the CD had like some scratches and shit on it, and it like skipped on the part where Beyonce was like, put that on my life, and it like stopped.
Oh, wow.
And they looked in the back and was like, I thought that motherfucker was in the back seat. In the studio, dog. You going in the studio. But like that's like music journey, that's why I went to MI, because like I could sing. I just didn't have the ear. I didn't know modulations. I didn't know notes. I didn't know intervals. None of that. So when I got into MI, I had a lot of breakdowns with, what's up, Tita? Tita's my vocal coach. Like me, Tita, Barbara, and Johnny, we would be in like a studio class, which is we spent all day in the studio recording music. And I went in there the first day and I recorded Alicia Keys' If I Ain't Got You. And you know, when you sing in the shower, it's real nice.
Yeah, when you see
No, that song you were talking about, that's an amazing song.
It is.
Yeah, like that was one of my favorite songs by her. So like I went in there and I got to singing the first verse and they were like, William, can you let's come out here and talk. I was like, oh shit. You know, but in my head, you know, I think we all go through that where the vision in our head is where it made way grander than our execution. And we just have to put the work in to get our vision and how we execute it.
Definitely
will. First things first, before we even keep going, I just want to say your voice is amazing. It is beautiful. You have an amazing voice, brother. I literally, once you start, like, we can't really hear it. Like, when we play your music, anyone that plays your music can hear it. Yeah. But hearing it live like this really just makes you feel like, wow, you are one blessed.
I want you to know that it means a lot, because my journey with singing was a hard journey. And I literally, when I went to MI, I didn't really know anything. So it was like, when I sat the first day of the music theory, I was like, it was like fucking the Da Vinci Code. I said, what? Convert what into, it just didn't make sense to me. Yeah. So like I spent like the last 3 years really, especially during like, the best time was COVID. During COVID, I bought a keyboard. I didn't have like shows. I wasn't focused on auditions or writing. I kind of just sat there and perfected my scales, my keys, everything. And that's what I owe it a lot to today, because like if I was to play y'all something that I was singing like, back in 2016, you ought to be like, this nigga, get him the fuck out.
Guys, go ahead, go to the description right now, and you will find all the links to Chill Wills Jones, all his like music, albums, everything you'll find there. Also socials, go connect with my guy. He is amazing and very talented. And going and talking about how you were talking about doing all the writing and how you perfected yourself. Obviously, this song being very hard hitting, very like inspiring and beautiful. This song was also picked, or it's being chosen for your show, right? That you're starting in. How TLC, it's dropping tomorrow. While you guys are watching this, it's dropping tomorrow at 10 p.m. Do not miss it. It is called Bad Hair Day on TLC. Guys, go check it out. So going back to that, you guys will hear that song there. How was that actually? How was the whole show for anyone that don't know, what was the show about? What was all that process and like all that going into it?
Well, basically, when I'm going through like the industry, and I always had like issues with like my health and my image and trying to like fit in. So my PR lady came to me and said that a network reached out about stuff I had posted about like my story, and they wanted to talk. So we kind of sat on Zoom. This was like May of 2020. We sat on Zoom for like, well, first it was a phone call. We sat on the phone the day before for like 10 minutes, and they was like, well, we'll let you know if we're interested. The next morning at like 6 o'clock in the morning, they called me and was like, yeah, can you do a Zoom at 1? And I was like, for what? They was like, well, that obviously means we're interested in your story. So we sat on Zoom for like, it was only supposed to be 45 minutes, the producer said. We were on Zoom for 4 hours.
Oh, wow. Same.
So
they were very interested.
Yeah. So the process of like that first Zoom until I actually got the show was probably like a 6-7 month process. So then when I got that, we immediately was jumping on Zoom. I was bringing in people. We were talking about my life. And the fact that the hardest for me is that I'd never seen the pictures when I was having surgery as a baby. Oh, wow. And when I had to give them authorization for my medical records, they sent me a copy too.
Oh,
so like when I opened that up at home, it was just a whole nother, like I've never seen, like my eyes were taped shut as a baby. Like, you know, it was just like, it was just really terrible for me. So like when I was on the show, I just thought to be like really smart about it and say, if there was any time for me to open up and do a record to open up about, this is the time.
This is the
capitalize off of it.
That's the opportunity.
Like why would I make a stripper music and I'm going through something? They want to know, like, and I felt like that could have been, Scars for me could have been the soundtrack to not just because what I'm going through, but it could be the soundtrack of everybody. I don't care if you're the strongest person in the world. Everybody has scars, whether emotional,
100%.
physical.
Definitely.
Everybody has a scar, something.
Yeah.
So I just wanted them to kind of take that and say, this is kind of what I kind of relate to. And then when I did it on the show, we kind of went in and we did some in-studio performances. And then, you know, my homie right there, Carlos, he shot the in-studio performance right here in Pasadena.
Hey!
At Summit Studios, we filmed the performance shot to Scars. And
Pasadena, got it all.
yeah, so you know.
No, definitely. That song is perfect for the TV show and really like the whole story behind it. And how was that? How was like filming that? How was like when you guys started? You got to meet the crew behind it. It was cast members, all that, right? There's a couple in there you got to throw in. And how was that? Any drama? Any cool stories? Anything that you maybe?
So like when I filmed the, well, I can't really reveal too much for the show, but there's a scene that we shot that essentially is the first in a reality show ever that I can't reveal. But we shot. There was a setup they put up that has never been done on reality TV before. So me facing that fear that I had to face, it was really hard. So like when I had like a meltdown and I walked off a set, I walked off set like 3 or 4 times. Like, fuck this shit, y'all got me looking fucking stupid. Like, hell no. Like, I'm not, like, I had to call people that were close to me to walk me off that ledge and say, you know, like, this is bigger than you situation I'm going through. So I was like, you know, I kind of went back, ate a couple Fritos, and I was like, all right, bet, because I was hungry.
Yeah.
You know.
It's sometimes the hungriness, huh?
Yeah, maybe I was a little bit hangry too. Yeah. You know.
Not you when you're hungry.
So like, then I came back, and then it was just like, it was great. And it was even a point to where we were off camera, and I was having a meltdown, and I even got mad to where I might have threw something. Because they were like, because you know how they do the cameras, they want to get, and I kind of was like, shut the shit down.
Yeah,
I don't want to be seen. Yeah. Like, you know, my eyes are bloodshot red. I look like a vampire that just got done sucking on blood. You know, I just was like, bro, I'm over it. So, but eventually they talked me down, and we waited a couple weeks before we filmed again. And then I just got back kind of in my element, and I just refocused my energy on, it was bigger than me. And there are a lot of people that are going to watch this that I felt like
needed that inspiration.
Yeah, like me growing up, I didn't have somebody like me on TV that I can say, oh, he's been through something like I've been through as an artist. Most of the artists indulge kind of like their hardships, but nobody had really went through chemotherapy and a tumor and being burned as a kid. Like nobody's went through that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be that person for somebody to say, now you have somebody that you can look up to. Now you have somebody to say, well, I want to be better than Chill Will. I don't want you to be like me. I want people to be better than me.
So, of course, yeah.
And going through the show, what do you think was the hardest thing for you to to overcome? Because I'm pretty sure they had to go into your past and dig up a lot of stuff. So besides that, what else do you think was hard about it?
Well, like for the longest, like when I had like chemo, I lost all my hair. So I was trying to figure out temporary hair solutions. Like I tried, like there was wigs, there was all types of stuff. I tried, I did Wade the barber, who's from DC. He did the first male unit that actually looked good on me, but then after that you had like these bootleg hair artists that kind of watched one YouTube video, kind of like when I started out music in the beginning. They're like, oh, I'm an engineer now because you watch one YouTube video and now you know what you're doing. And I'm just like, yeah, okay.
Trying to be a barber.
So from that point, when I felt like I would look at myself at pictures and I would just be like, yeah, this is looks silly. So for the most part, I faked the funk and I've spent a lot of money on my looks over the years to where people have always bought into what I was selling. So me going from essentially lying all these years about trying to keep myself, because I don't talk about my medical condition, I'm not really that much open about it. So for me doing this, I had to walk through the trauma and I was really scared because it was just kind of like, am I going to be the butt of the joke on Instagram? Are these people that make their living off of making fun of people? Yeah. Like, is it going to make me look like a joke? Is it really going to set me up for success? So I had to struggle. That was the hardest thing. And I would call them like almost every other day and like essentially not really flip out, but just be upset because I don't know if I'm ready for this. I understand that, but I don't think I'm ready to be that hero yet. But essentially, I put my big boy drawers on.
And overall, would you say inspiring is the number one goal for you throughout this whole episode? Because it's definitely very inspiring, what you've gone through and how you said it, that like there's, you can just keep going. That shouldn't stop you. And there's more to life and everything to not give up. Yeah. Would you say that's the biggest goal to take from this for anyone, to be inspired from you?
I mean, yeah, I think honestly, I didn't, even when I guess the Bible says God don't put no more than you can bear. There was sometimes, there was some times where I'm sitting in church or I'll be walking down the street like, listen, God, we at the limit, dog. How much more are you going to drop on me?
Yeah.
That's very true.
But it's that I kind of have to think about that lesson of, for some reason I'm going through this, for some reason I'm hurting, for some reason I'm constantly going through this struggle that I know there's a lot of people who don't go through it, but then there are a lot of people that do and have gone through worse. So I kind of just look at that scenario and just be like, I'm almost ready to like tap out. And when I get to that point to want to tap out, I kind of have to like fight myself off the ledge. And then when I want to like jump, and I got this motherfucker Carlos over here, he was like, nigga, fight the shit.
Carlos is the real G.
So what would you say is your motivation to get yourself off there? To pretty much your motivation to keep on going and to just fight, because I'm pretty sure there's been times, and we've probably all been through it too, where we do want to quit, but then we remember back to who we're doing it for.
Yeah. The biggest motivation for me is that even now where I want to give up, I look at everything I've been through and I was like, you went through all this to give up now? And it's just kind of like, do I want to really, are you serious?
Yeah.
A lot of it, that's the biggest thing. That's almost a determining factor. Because if I had not went through all of this, and if it is what it is, there have been so many times younger I was close to giving up. I did give up. But the best thing about hitting rock bottom is the only place you can go is up.
Definitely.
That's like one of the biggest lessons I learned in life is I was never afraid to hit rock bottom, because from that, you can't go no lower than that. All you can do is build yourself up and head back to the top. And I'm probably going to fall 4 or 5 more times, but I have to know to like pick myself up and stay motivated in the fact that I'm not going through all this crap just to be like, okay, you just going to give up now? Like, it was just seems
and then look where you are now, Yeah. So that's very inspiring. I mean, not just to other people, but even to us, because definitely going through what you went through and then coming out of it, and fighting every day, because every day is a battle. So fighting every day and just seeing where you could be, like, dude, it only goes up from here. Yeah.
You trust the process way too long.
I kind of wanted to touch on the subject of you having a tumor. Like, how did you kind of hear that news, and how did it kind of impact you? Because I believe, you were already doing music at that time, right? When you got that news?
I was younger.
You were younger?
Yeah. So when I was having surgeries, I had kept getting sick. I kept having more and more seizures. Now, in fact, I already had head surgery, and the doctor was like, "You're already gonna have seizures and develop epilepsy." So I was just one day I was like, had a seizure. I was throwing up blood. I had like blood coming out of my ears. So I went to the hospital and they ran a whole bunch of tests, and that's when I found out that I had a tumor, but under the tumor it was like little holes that were burning in my head.
Oh, wow.
So immediately then that's when I first had my first brain surgery. And then from that, the same tumor has grew back they would cut it down to because essentially the tumor I had was in the back of my head close to my spinal cord.
Oh, okay.
So they could only operate so far without fear of me going paralyzed from the neck down. So the rest would just be chemotherapy, pills, radiation, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how I found out. It was just me getting kind of sick one day.
And with all those things like the pills and the chemotherapy, do you have any after I guess side effects now that you suffer from that?
I mean, yeah, I still have seizures. I still have shakes. I have most of my seizures are in my sleep. But for the most part, other than just the body aches and the constant migraines, other than that, but it's nothing major.
How bad does all this affect you when you're working in your music and maybe your music, being in the studio, anything like that in the industry? How much has this affected you? Would you say it's definitely not hold you back, but in a way become a roadblock each time they come up, because it's
almost like a setback?
Yeah, not everyone's going through this, and then this is happening to you, and now your whole focus has to your health, right? Yeah. So how much has that changed for you while you're being in the music industry and all that?
It was kind of hard because it's once I feel like I'm getting to the height of what I'm trying to accomplish, I get sick again, and then it's just I'm back at square one. And let me say this: what I hate about fucking social media is they're so needy. It's like a $5 hooker on 5th Street. They want you to post and jump through hoops every fucking day, every 10 minutes. And it's when I'm sick, sometimes especially for the show, I wasn't allowed to be on Insta. I had to get approvals for posts.
Oh, wow.
So I only made 2 posts in the last year because the show wasn't allowing me, because they didn't want the reveal to be people look at my story and be like, okay, well,
there you go.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So that's for the most part why I wasn't allowed to make actual posts on Instagram. But for me, it was hard because I have to go through that whole process again. And then when you're sick, I can't really sing. And then for me, singing is kind of how a basketball player does free throws, dribbles, shoots, practice, does that everything. That's how it is for me being a singer. If I don't sing for a week and I try to sing again, it's going to be an issue.
Now, would you say, as much grind as you put, and obviously with those roadblocks in your way, how does that compare when you have to see competition in the industry? Is it, because I definitely think things have changed a lot now, huh? And it's how do you see that with you?
I get pissed. Sometimes I'll be wanting to slap these young motherfuckers. Not that I will do it. I'll be thinking of it.
No, he will do it.
Because I'm just you got these young ass, auto-tune ass motherfuckers coming in here, can't sing, auto-tuning, and it's blowing up, and I'm just over here
They have the name Lil in front of them?
Yeah. So it's just I just it's frustrating to me, but it's the industry. It's how they're trying to move, and this is what the sound is. So I essentially, I'm not mad. I'm not knocking nobody hustle. It just, as a person, kind of irritates me because I'm sick and I'm grinding and doing what I need to do. And then you see these
taking a shortcut?
Yeah, little motherfuckers taking kind of these shortcuts.
Little motherfuckers.
Damn.
I ask this to every guest that we have that's in the music industry. What is one thing that you personally hate about the industry?
A lot of the times, especially when I'm going to big industry parties, a lot of it's if you don't look like $1 million, they're not gonna fuck with you. It is what it is. Some of it, sometimes I hate it because it's what I hate the most is TikTokers.
Are these new TikTok stars?
I hate TikToks because I was just at an industry party. And we were at this mansion party, and it was flooded with TikTokers. Now, mind you, they be on TikTok and it's they in the party
in the corner on their phones and shit. Expose. You got any names? You got any names?
Nah,
you got any names? Name drop.
What you say, Trey? You asked me a question?
Damn, bro.
Hey.
But it's just they're wallflowers, and I feel a lot of the times their profiles are built up because they're at home, they're comfortable. But then when you get out and you see us vibing, and not to knock it off, but I said, I feel Black culture is very predominant in the industry today.
Yeah.
Of course.
So it's just like when they mimic so much of the culture, and then you get out, and it's just kind of like it's like they're scared. This is what we want to see.
Yeah.
Like we watch this all the time, and the stuff goes viral, and we share it. It's like you go out, and it's just kind of like, are you scared to pop, lock, drop it, or something? Do something. Blink your eyes.
Nah, definitely. And being part of the industry, I know you've worked with some really big names. I know you've worked with Chris Brown, Kehlani. How was that working with that?
It was really like great. I think that Breezy is really competitive.
Yeah.
With people he works with.
I could tell.
There was at one point in time where we were at his house, and like I remember I got called over. They was like, "We're gonna write some records," and it's like 13 other songwriters there. I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Whoa.
And they basically would give us beats. And they would like have a hook, like, well, this is the hook. What can you write to it? And essentially, the best writers got the placements.
Wow! It was like
He
little
wanted the best
competition
of the
to.
best.
Dang.
That's some Hunger Game type shit.
Yeah. Some people would have really good references that they would send in that he would want to do, but then it was like when we were like in writing mode, especially when I worked on Indigo, and Indigo was so many records on Indigo. You know, but I was essentially opposed to how many records he wanted to do, like 39 of them, and I'm just like, well, how are you gonna make 39 hits?
Yeah.
And he made 39 hits.
It's street. It's crazy.
You know, so it was just that for me, it made me a stronger writer to be like, most of the time I'm at home, I get so much time. When you go in the studio with some of these other people and it's like a competition, you kind of gotta, that's where my creative comes in. Being able to come up with hooks, come up with verses, coming up with ad-libs, like that's where my creativity comes in, and I'm best at off the cuff in the moment.
What's that one question you always ask when it comes to writing?
Yeah, so I ask an artist, what is the hardest bar or verse that you've ever wrote?
That probably got you going like, oh,
Well, they gave you that stink face.
he's like, I got so many. Let me tell you.
Just pick one out.
I don't think I have a hardest.
Yeah.
I mean, the first verse in Scars really means a lot.
That was like the one that's like,
it really means the most because it's one of those things where, you know, you
Yeah.
think because I'm happy, I'm not going through anything. It kind of, that first verse was kind of like when I sat and I did that because, you know, everybody be sitting like, oh, nigga, this shit is hard. Go crazy on them. You know? But that's kind of where I was at. Like, I don't really write to be like, oh, this is the hardest shit that I'm going to have. I write records
to have a message,
to have a meaning to me, something that means to me versus like, I love to create, I guess, a picture for my audience.
I see that, yeah.
I know you guys been through this. Like the new record, I'm working on the other, it's like a pop record, but the R&B record I'm working on is called New Romance. And it's really just about getting back to, you know, you got somebody to put you in a friend zone and you like, listen, motherfucker, you about to give me some of this new romance. Like,
Hey, when's that dropping?
Well, we're not recording. I just finished writing.
Hey,
it.
let me go to the booth with you.
Yeah.
Let me throw on.
You got some inspiration?
I got some things.
Some recent inspiration too.
This song is from a personal experience right now. I won't say what it's personal experience with who, but it's a personal experience right now. Oh yeah, they know.
You know, you're watching.
And they're watching. They're for sure watching.
Watch, you heard him.
I'm told them. So like, I just feel like people go through that where you kick it and you have fun with somebody and you be like, I want to fuck you. I want to have fun. I want to slow dance. I want to kiss. I want to go out to eat. I want to do romantical things with you. But they kind of like, nah, nigga, we gonna hold hands and you gonna go to the beach and
You just
have
described
fun.
his life, brother.
No, shut the fuck up. All right, shut the fuck up. It wasn't like that, okay?
Then how was it like?
It was similar. Nah, definitely. I mean, shit. I can't wait to hear that. Going back, because I'm a little curious, especially for any of my female like audience. Kehlani, how was that? Because now that
Amazing.
we gotta be bad with it.
Like she's such a freaking amazing person. I met her in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, before we started working on the first album. So I did the record Distraction on her first album. Honestly, I did Distraction because on one of her mixtapes, she made a reference to Baby, I Can Be Your Distraction.
Yeah.
So when I was demoing records, I was like, "Are you down to bed?" So that we did the hook, and she's like, "Oh my God!" Like, and I told her the inspiration.
Yeah.
But I had met her for the first time Amber Rose's Slut Walk. Shout out to Amber Rose.
Slut walk.
If y'all don't know what the Slut Walk is, Slut Walk.
Yeah, 21 Savage was there too, and
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Whoa!"
The Slut Walk is like female empowerment. Amber Rose started it, a concert series for like independent and major artists to come through, create an avenue and for like women to dress like whores without being called whores. I mean, that's what she said. Don't look at me. They probably look at me like, I'm not fucking whore. She said that.
That's
Just
her
because you
words,
look like
so-
a whore doesn't mean you can grab my breasts and all that other stuff. It was like, what is it, like feminist? Is like feminist, right? Yeah, feminism. So, I went to be like, yay, let me support feminism.
Hell yeah.
So we went backstage, and I was with my homegirl who writes with me, and Kehlani was dating. I think she was with her girlfriend at that time that she was with. She had just broke up with Kyrie Irving. Yeah. So she was with her girlfriend, and they were walking down. So I'm telling my homegirl, I'm like, is that Kehlani? She's like, I think so. Is it her? Is it her? Then she walked up, and she basically just was like, bro, like, what label you with?
Yeah.
Like, let's get in contact. She's like, your records are catchy.
Wow.
And I'm like, I ain't got no motherfucking label, dog.
Yeah.
I'm broke as a joke, waiting for an opinion. So like we like hooked up, and then like we went to the strip club. We talked. She talked about
Strip club? That's my favorite spot.
yeah, like she talked about the suicides and writing the music, and we kind of just connected on what I went through in my life, my suicides, and from that point, she has been like sweet, honest, decent person, and and every time like I see her out or we go out, it's just always
Just love.
it's always just freaking love. She's like a sweet person. It's like
Beautiful
even when
friendship.
I saw that thing that happened at Starbucks recently with that
Oh yeah, it was
with that guy from Florida, and it was
Christian Walker.
I didn't know his name. I was just
Yeah,
kind
What
of
was the
like,
incident? I don't. What happened?
For anyone that doesn't know what's the incident.
Yeah, he was behind her at a Starbucks line, and he's kind of known for like, I guess, throwing fits in a way. And she told the barista like, "Oh my god, like sorry you guys had to deal with him," and like it was kind of like a little back and forth type of deal. Yeah, like I mean that's
Nothing.
kind of
more you know.
To sum it up.
Yeah. So wow.
Ashley was coming from counseling.
Yeah, she was on the phone with the therapist, right?
Yeah. So it was just like,
She gave no fucks.
I'm just like, he probably got slapped if I was there. I'm sorry.
Nah. Yeah.
But like, it is just big of to see that, knowing me, knowing her, like she's a very sweet person, and she doesn't choose violence, but like I said, she's my turnip queen. Like I love you to death, boo. So like her being with her, like it was just a dream to work with her, and the fact that like I've worked with so many artists who I would give a suggestion, and because it wasn't your suggestion, they treat you like a dick, and I just be like, okay, whatever.
Fuck you then. Yeah.
That, but it was just like she was always open to critique. She loved stuff. Like we would sit there and just record, and a lot of it was just. It was like organic, like here. Like it wasn't like we weren't pushing melodies, we weren't pushing stuff. We were like, oh, I think you do this, you should do that. Like no, it was just like everything was extremely organic, making those records, and the fact that I could talk about what I went through and what she went through, and it was just kind of like we were kind of like connected. And I just felt like with me being the way that I decided to choose my life and the way she decided to choose her life, we were able to connect and say, well, I see your side of it and you see my side of it. Now let's make great music.
Wow. Oh, definitely. I want to meet her now.
Yeah, you make her sound like really nice. I mean, she seems very nice.
Yeah.
But now I was
She's
like,
a
oh my
nice
god,
person,
she's a sweetheart.
Because it's like you see all you see these celebrities, and then you wonder, it's like, is that really them? Because how you mentioned, like some people put up front, like the TikTok.
I've met like some really horrible people that I've worked with, like dicks.
Oh shit.
Like terrible.
Is there anybody you can name?
And yeah, there's some people I can name.
Oh, let's do it.
Oh, please.
Let's do it.
Let's put them on their spot.
Yeah, like Lyrica Anderson. One of the worst people I've ever
Who
met.
in the world is Lyrica Anderson?
That's what I told everybody else.
Exactly.
She was on Love and Hip Hop for a little bit.
Yeah.
And she started releasing music, and I met her at the Slut Walk too. So her and her mother kind of got on my good side as far as like with the cancer. They had people who had died from cancer, boom, boom, boom. So it's to the point to where like she would have me pull up at spots and then act like we didn't have this conversation. And then she would have conversations to where like we would be in the studio and stuff wouldn't work out, or like stuff wasn't getting done on their end, which causes us to end the studio session. Which I don't say what happened in my business to tell.
Yeah.
But it's just like stuff would happen on their end to where I would drive hours out and studio sessions would be shut down because I guess whatever was supposed to get done did get done. So like for her, it was just a horrible experience working with her. And the fact that some people you work with in this industry feel like, I don't really care if you're on a reality show or not. You gonna pay me to work with you. I'm not gonna work for free.
No, of course.
I mean, if I'm I'm not saying nobody. If I don't really have a resume, I want to say that.
Of course.
If I don't really have a resume, okay, I get the lower end of things, but I'm not gonna sit in the studio session for hours and work for free.
Yeah, especially
definitely.
It's just not gonna happen.
when you've been.
At the end of the day, it's your time.
You've already put in your work. You know what I mean?
Definitely agree.
I have one more if you want.
Oh,
keep on going.
Let me get my bib. So yeah, like Lil Fizz's baby mom, Moniece.
Lil Fizz baby's mama.
Terrible person.
Why is that?
What did he do?
No, it was just to the point to where like when we became cool, it was like she was really shady. And then like I'm friends with Tierra, so she would call me and divulge information about what Tierra did on her couch. And I'm just kind of like, I have loyalty to this person. And if I have loyalty to somebody, I'm just going to hit my friend like, listen, I think the friendship that maybe you got isn't real because maybe there's some conversations y'all got to have about your stint of, I guess she stayed there before Tierra went to rehab for the second time. She basically like allegedly stayed on her couch for a couple of days before she went into rehab and she took her to rehab. So like, that's the thing about my trauma too. I don't want to befriend somebody that has another friend that you vent to telling all my personal business, telling all of my that. And I just posted on social media that, it's cool to vent, but vents also go in other rooms.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So I like to be mindful of what I indulge, what I talk about, what I say, because I feel like everybody has another friend that they tell all their business to and they just act oblivious like they don't. And then that person has another person. So it's this big spider web of how did my business get out? Yeah, because you told the wrong person.
No, it's very, very, very toxic.
That is messy.
But you know what? We'll put the toxic stuff to the side. Let's get in a very happy and loving mood because from toxicness, let's go to support. So we actually did a little Instagram going on. We had a story out there, and a lot of your supporters, people that just love you, very
much.
They love you very much. They had a lot of questions. We got a lot of questions, and we looked through some. There was really good. There was a lot to pick from, and we picked out, for like the ones that were like, let's hear more about that.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely get that rolling. Trey, do you want to start it
You
off?
gotta put your bib on real quick, baby.
Yeah,
Put the bib on. Put the bib on.
Right
Double up.
Here we go. Take it away, Trey.
Who is Mr. Robinson in your song, Mr. Robinson?
You know what? I already know who sent this fucking question. You know what already? I'll beat your motherfucking ass.
I am curious though. Who is Mr.
Yeah,
Robinson?
who is Mr. Robinson?
Mr. Robinson.
Well, a lot of people think that Mr. Robinson is like somebody I was dealing with in my past, and it wasn't. Mr. Robinson was a collection of exes that I just
So it's
comprised.
about more than one person.
Yeah, so I comprised it about, because I don't want one person to feel like, yeah, that's about me running my mother.
True.
But it was like about 4 different people. And I just sat I wrote that in 2020 during COVID, and I just kind of sat there and I wrote the record, and it kind of got like shared a lot over social media.
100%.
Just because of what the music video was about. I really went in the deep end on that.
You guys gotta check that one out.
But yeah, like that's who Mr. Robinson is.
Where did the name come from? Robinson? It was just kind of like.
Well, because when I was writing the song, I was coming up with last names to rhyme with it. So then when I wrote the song, it was Mr. Robinson, Mr. Robinson. Oh my God. Like that's what the staccato was. And I was like, okay, well this fits. You Mr. Robinson now. That's the fuck we gonna do.
Can you do it with Ortiz?
You said what?
Can you do that last name, Ortiz? Mr. Ortiz.
No.
I don't think so.
That's my last name. Next time.
Okay. Interesting.
All right, Trey, what's the next question? Yo, all right, I'll take this one real quick. Well, you kind of hint a little bit, but I think we want to hear more. Someone was asking, are there any artists that you want to work with right now that you probably haven't worked with or that you want to work with again?
Rihanna, I don't drop that baby fat. I'm not playing. Riri, bad girl Riri, Rihanna, Fenty Nation, Fenty whatever. we could, like you dog. Everything that I've heard about you, like I love Rihanna so much. Like I've heard her vibe. She smokes weed. She drinks Hennessy. She eats fucking hot wings with Frank's Red Hot sauce. Y'all know how much I love Frank's Red Hot sauce. That's how you.
And that's hot wings with that.
I always heard that she smelled good. Yeah. That's what a lot of celebrities say, that she smells really good.
Yeah.
Have you heard of an artist named Roy Woods?
No.
Ooh.
I kind of hear that, but like I feel like the songwriting would be amazing there, huh?
I could see that.
You could see it?
Roy Woods, he signed under Drake.
Under Drake.
So,
yeah, definitely. I think your songwriting, it's like very beautiful with his style. So I think that'd be amazing. But what's next, Trey?
All right. Here's another question. How many bodies do you have?
Whoa.
How many bodies do I have?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Read it out.
How many bodies do you have? How many bodies you got?
Yo, wait.
How much time we got?
I think we're about to wrap up, actually. I'm going to keep it 100. There was a lot of bodies and sexual questions, so.
Yeah, somebody was out to get you.
Someone was out to get you.
It was a bit of a collective.
They wanted to know everything.
Give us a ballpark.
A ballpark?
A ballpark, yeah.
And
Double digits?
I'll tell you if I'm there too.
Oh, yeah. All right, say the number on 3.
All right, ready on 3? All right, ready? Mm-hmm. All right, Charlie, go on 3.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
9. Where were you at?
36.
You have a lot of fans.
My king.
My boy's a dog.
Most of it was from high school, though.
Hey, me too. No, I'm just kidding. I respect that. I'm almost there. What'd
you say? 9?
Almost there.
Any tips?
Brother.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Get on like Plenty of Fish, all the dating apps. Just get on there and just anybody.
All right,
I've been trying to try Tinder, bro.
Could we get a little selfie? I can put that in the.
Yeah. But it's monkeypox right now. You might want to get on Plenty of Fish.
You might want to chill right now.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Oh, no, my bad. I was just going to ask, would you recommend the dating apps, the ones you have to pay for?
What dating apps you pay for?
I thought
no.
For a while
Not that
back,
you pay for it. It's like,
not that you pay for them. It's like
you got to pay to see the messages.
To get the premium version of it. Like there's like Tinder or some other ones where it's like to see who liked you. Mm-hmm. You can't see
well, listen, I'm on Plenty of Fish actively and currently right now, and I don't pay for shit. So when they tell me you got to wait 48 hours to send another motherfucker message, well, guess what? I'm about to jump on my PlayStation 5 and get in the studio. I'll see y'all niggas on Thursday.
48 hours.
I love it. No, definitely. So that's a high record right there that I will beat one day, and I promise you that. But the very last question goes right here. Anything that you can tell us about, hint, tease on a future album?
You said panties? Is that what you said?
No, tease. Right?
A tease.
A tease.
Like a tease.
I mean, I'm down with some panties. I love me some panties. But on like any album or like an EP that you might be dropping soon, what's the next project or the big project?
Scars is out right now, and I am now working on my new project called Loverboy. I want it to be like
I like that Loverboy.
Really lovey, really, upbeat and love songs. I always want to get back to, because I've been doing like a lot of upbeat club music. I just want to like really get back into like the essence of like R&B and sing and ballads and harmonies and just, fall in love.
Okay. You think I could get a feature?
Yeah.
Yes. I've been working on my
Always.
skills.
Are you rapping?
You want to hear some?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a hot 16 real quick.
Yeah. Sitting back here with the homie Will. It's all about the thrills. We going up here and going over the hills.
I'm actually surprised he got that far.
He got that far.
He usually always stops with the I'm chilling, I'm feeling, I'm willing. And that's kind of like,
oh, I'm chilling, I'm feeling with the homie. I don't know. All right.
Look, see, now you're just gassing yourself up.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Fuck yeah, I just needed
I
as a
give it
pro.
like a 2.
definitely has to sharpen up his skills.
Definitely. So, Loverboy, anything you can go more into deep with that? Do you have like a time frame or anything you could?
Well, I'm trying to drop Loverboy by like end of the year. When it starts getting cold, when you start cuddling up and shit.
When it's cuddle season, that's when
You know, that way when Sweet Romance drops, which is going to be the
sir.
first record off of Loverboy, which is Sweet Romance. That
And
way,
that's
you know.
Oh my god, I need to hear this very up. No, definitely, I can't wait. Is there? Oh no, I'm again. Yeah, the end of the year. It's gonna be a good way to start the year too. I think.
Yeah, because it started getting cold here, you know, be freezing. I'm from Ohio. I was born in Sandusky, but like really grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. And we get like 10, 12 feet of snow. So it's like in the wintertime, like all the fellas are fine, like, excuse me, I don't want to like offend nobody,
No.
heavier set people.
Yes. Big boy
And
season.
people who have a face for radio and they got that bag, like that COVID bag. And, you know, they just lay up until the summertime hit, you know, when the snow melt and fellas get to showing their ass like, yeah, I'll see you in November.
No, definitely.
That's tax money season. You know how tax money is. You know
No, definitely. No, we can't wait. I know you guys cannot wait. So, guys, make sure you guys go check out the description. All of Will's links will be there, and just get excited. But
That's the only questions y'all got. Y'all ain't got no turn up questions or nothing. I was ready for the bullshit.
go on the Instagram.
I was ready for the bullshit.
We'll put up some other ones.
All right. Well, I love this energy. You know what? We'll go do that.
Before we get into the questions, I see that you brought something.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Okay, Jay.
I
Okay.
almost forgot. You know. So, my homie that owns Drinkapalooza is a drink game. So I had to bring y'all. I love y'all energy, and I just
I
love the
appreciate
vibe.
that, man. Appreciate
And I
that.
like to, you know, bring gifts to let you know that I appreciate this
Oh,
time we're
thank
spending
you.
together. But here it is right here. This is like a badass drinking game. Like I'm saying, when you want to get fucked.
and we're going on a
We're
trip.
just going on a
Yeah,
trip
we're
next
going on
week,
like a
so
city
This next week we're going to trip with a bunch of friends,
Yeah.
and we want to have fun. So,
So essentially it's like beer pong, King's Cup, questions, every drinking game rolled into one, and like a Monopoly board. So you kind of like spin it. There's cards you can draw. It basically tells you all the rules in it, but it's really good. And then you got like and you got spin the bottle on it too. It's like got a thing where you can spin the bottle. And you place the cup in the center. And you can play Pong when you get Pong, but it's like really good. Like I'm always fucked up by my second turn.
is that good?
No, I
Yeah.
love it. So thank you.
So
Thank you.
I bought y'all
Appreciate-
that. I got y'all some hats up there.
Appreciate
so
the
like,
gift. bro.
Thank
shout
you
out,
so
thank
much.
you, Drinkapalooza. Y'all been
Thank
like
you.
supporting me since the beginning, and I just wanted to, you know, give y'all a little gift, something.
Thank you. We're
Appreciate that,
definitely
man.
gonna might even do a little video on it if us playing it. Definitely gotta check that out. But look, Will, you wanna get turned up? I'm gonna spitball through some of these right here. First question right here is a little one right here. How toxic are you?
Okay, so I had to stop drinking. So listen, America, if y'all go in the dictionary and look up the definition of toxic, you gonna see me staring in my yearbook picture like,
Also, you are toxic.
yeah, I'm very. Ask Carlos, I'm toxic as fuck. Yeah,
He's like, I'm just gonna hold my camera. He's like,
All right.
All right.
So-
do you have any toxic stories?
oh yeah.
There-
Could you list one?
Like
That you
for the
can tell,
most
yeah.
part, like sometimes I chase after, like you know, like that chase of no, I can't get with you, or you know, people be like, no, it's not my thing. I want like to me, I'm one of those people that were like, I've befriended people before, and like knowing that I can't mess with them or talk to them, and then I kind of get mad, and then I exhaust every option, and then I kind of get violent.
Yo,
Like, oh, you want to mess with me? I'm just gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
little
I make your life a living hell.
a little feisty.
little physical touch. Can never go wrong with that. But now on another question I hear someone was wondering, have you ever paid for sex?
Listen, I've never.
I love how you have to clarify.
Hold on. Wait.
Hold up.
What do you mean pay?
Hold up. So I want to clarify.
Okay.
I've never paid for sex. I
Okay.
paid for them to leave.
Oh, it was that bad.
No, it's like for me, like now being as busy as I am, even now, a lot of times it's just like hit motherfuckers up. Like, you know, if you know you want a couple dollars, you know,
Skedaddle.
Because like I'm busy, I can't go out and date, and I can't go out and date and go to the club and meet people, and I don't got time to be going to Red Lobster, Olive Garden, all these other places. Like I'm trying to be in the studio, so like come over, let's have an experience, and you know I'm gonna throw you some money. Whether some people haven't taken the money, they be like, yeah, I'm okay. But then some people have, they've taken the money and they've hit me up like, hey, my car broke down. What's up? Can I pull up? Well, I'll be off at 6. So
and they pull up.
Has anybody ever negotiated a price? Like I don't know how much you try to give them. They're like, yo, give her like $20 more.
Well, yeah, because the lifestyle that I've chosen to choose, there have been like people who like have been like down on their luck, and they have been like, oh, well, I know this nigga gonna pay some money. Like, look at him on Instagram. He got this. A lot of people just assume I have like $1 billion in the bank. Not yet. No. But like people will like assume that people fish. Just like just like females do fish. Like everybody fish. It'd be like just like in LA. LA is big for like if I bring a homie around that look like he got money, I got females just like, oh yeah, I got to sell some pussy. Like yeah, I'm gonna see how much if I can get this $300-400 off. It's just like one of those things, and I'm not mad at you. It's just I'm playing the games to the best of my abilities, and it ain't tricking if you got it. So I'm gonna spend what I got.
So, going from a very toxic, not too toxic, but toxic, and a very busy.
Yo, they gonna blow my Instagram inbox up. Like, what's up?
You talking about me? So
you wanna hang out this weekend?
Was there I don't know if maybe there is any or not, but I got a couple saying like, is there any tea right now? Is there someone special in your life going on that you maybe want to talk about?
Anybody special?
Yeah.
No.
My tone was trying to be all. Yeah.
No, not. I mean, not
Just
really.
no time. No.
What's the way to your heart? What's the way to get you? What's your type?
Yo, take notes.
Anything light skin. I love like everything light skin. I don't really like. I get this thing when I get serious. I get into this deep voice.
Your radio voice.
So, like, yeah, I love like light skin anything that like immediately goes to like my eye.
Does height matter?
Huh?
Does height matter?
Not really. As long as you're not like. What's the dude name? What you talk about, Willis? What's his name?
Coleman.
Gary Coleman. As long as you're not like that short, I don't really care. But it's like for me, my biggest turn on is vibes. Like you could be the finest person in the room, but like if I can't mess good with you, if your vibe isn't good, and it's just like, ultimately like if I could find a person that I would want to be in a relationship with, like my man's Carlos over there is like our vibe is A1 day one. Like there's nothing that we can't think like because somebody can't come to him and say something about me and us to run with the shit and be like, yeah, some shit going on. We know where we at. Us being really, really close friends. So like for me being in a relationship, I can't be with an airhead. I can't be with somebody that doesn't know what they want. You got to know to have control of your life. And for me, I can be with somebody that I can control, but ultimately, I'm not going to respect you. I'm never going to be with you.
Yeah, okay.
So if I find somebody who can out manipulate me, I'm probably going to marry that person.
That's a keeper right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Okay, so you're currently he's currently single.
I am currently single, ready to mingle, ready to get me some Pringles. So go ahead and hit my jingle.
So therefore, he is single. All right. Here's another one real quick. A little fun one right here. Someone asked, what hairstyle are we rocking this era? 'Cause the red hair. So I guess what hairstyle are we going into for next year?
Next year?
Or this year? I don't know. The end of this year. I love your hair. I've been trying to say that the whole entire episode, but I just
I know.
Yeah,
Once you walked in, I was like, oh my God.
I'm into the curls. Like I've been wanting to dye my hair some type of purple.
I really like this one. Like it's like a light
in the beginning,
tone,
I was just like, I didn't know if I was gonna like it or not. But now it's kind of like with the brownish and the
looks
purple
good. It looks real
blending. Like I like it.
Is
I like
it
now.
ombre? Is that what that's called?
I don't
the
know.
style?
Ombre.
Where it kind of like fades in from like dark to light or something like that.
I think so. Because obviously going through your pictures, like you have very,
Kelsey
very.
said yeah.
I have very, very unique and very beautiful like styles.
Thank you.
I love the one with the baseball bat behind you and all that with the blonde.
Well, like
and
I
all that.
love like you'll see a lot of things. I love when I'm from Ohio and the fashion is like 10 years behind. So when I came to LA And the stylist, she put sequins on me for the first time. I lost my shit. I said, what is this again? She said, it's sequins. I was like, oh, I love it. Like, I love sequins, spikes, diamonds, anything kind of like sparkly. So that was kind of my thing. So now when I like do things, I always be like, or when people pick stuff out for me, they was like, yeah, you want to get the brightest, shiniest shit in the room, or he gonna say no. And it's true, because like from shoes, the jackets, the shirts, the pants, I love sparkly, shiny stuff. Because when I walk in somewhere, even if I walk into Walmart with a jacket like this, it's because I want you to know who the fuck I am. And that's how I am as an artist now. When I walk in a room, I don't want to walk in a room and they just be like, okay. Whatever. I want them to be known and be like, oh my God, look what that nigga got on. That shit is dope. Hey, who are you?
We'll throw we'll throw one last fun one. I believe your friend, Desire Danger, said, when we finna do our podcast, does this person look familiar to you?
Oh, okay. Man, see, she just the one that's trying to come over my house later.
She bad.
You just leaked the handle too.
You can't see it from there.
Oh.
All right. So no, that person is just no podcast with them.
No, we definitely can do like a podcast, but it's gonna have to be like some like on some sexual shit.
Oh, yes. I'm down.
We have to play like sex games or some shit like that. We was just at my beach party for my birthday today, and that's they brought these drinking games, and all of them were sexual in nature. We were giving body shots. I mean, if y'all look at my story, y'all gonna see.
I saw that.
You're getting turned, bro.
I was just like, what is going on? And I don't like Patron because if I drink, but they had me on Patron. I swear I'm not gonna be on that today, but when I drink Patron, I'll be ready to fight the whole room. That's the height of my toxicity is Patron. Hennessy, horny as a motherfucker.
I love it. I think we definitely need to do a part 2 with drinks, and we can test each other's horniness. And let me say that. Let me rephrase that. We can test.
I don't know.
Yeah. How would you
bounce back, brother? Bounce back.
Is it like a meter or like a zapper, or how do you test that?
Get yourself out of this pickle.
We can see how crazy we get in our entertaining wise, I think, right?
Ow.
What? Save me someone.
Nah, you took that one.
Yeah, you have to put it over turn, brother.
I think oh my God, it was an amazing episode. I enjoyed it. I think your story was very inspirational.
Thank you.
Not even I think, I know it is. I feel it. I believe it. And I think everyone that just, stick through, and definitely it's like, wow, like if he did it, I could definitely do it. And I think that was the main goal,
And
so,
I did do it.
there you
5
go.
minutes before I came here.
There you go. And you're going to keep doing it. That's how it should be.
What do you mean you did it 5 minutes before you came here?
Wait, I just flew over my.
Oh, it did flow over you. Y'all ain't never got that little personal release in the car on your. It's just me. It's just me.
Okay. We have, but it was just a question. I noticed it, and John noticed it, but I know them two. It flew right over their head.
Okay. So, John, I think it's time we wrap up this episode.
Are you sure?
What do you think, Will?
Is there anything else you want to say?
Anything
a shout
else you wanna
out?
plug by any chance?
Plug.
Oh, I really want to thank like everybody that helped with this project, especially the TV project. Like everybody from like Misty to Sam to John, who was the showrunner that helped me through he was the one that asked me all the questions in the TV show. And Larry, my dog, I feel like Scars would not be Scars without him, because like a lot of the things that I needed to come up with, he would hear in the background. Oh, let's add this harmony. Let's do this. Like the ooh.
Can't get over it.
He created that.
Flexing at this
Yeah, he created that. And I kind of just added harmonies to it. So like, thank you, Larry. The biggest foundation was Tita. I love Tita so much, my vocal coach.
Shout out Tita.
I've cried with her so much. And then the last person, not least, is like a lot of the trauma that I've went through. And I've had a lot of slips and falls in the last couple months of finishing the show. And wholeheartedly, the only person who has really been there for me and has ran that came see me, who has picked me up off the floor, who was probably yelled at me, cussed at me, told me to do shit that I didn't want to do was my man Carlos right here. He also
Shout out, bro.
Shout out, Carlos.
he shot the performance video. Like he's one of the greatest people in my life, and even when I can't help myself, he's there to help me.
Wow.
So, you know, I want him to know publicly because I tell him all the time.
It's always the Carloses are the best. Love it.
You know, thank you for like, you know, always being there. And when I couldn't be there for myself, he was, you know, he's always there for me. So,
But
Shout out, my man.
we all need a friend like Carlos. That was good.
Yeah.
But Will, then I think it's definitely time to wrap this episode up, man. John, take it away.
Yeah, of course. Shout out to everybody that was mentioned in this episode, even if you guys were the ones that you were spilling tea on. And again, thank you for the gifts. We definitely appreciate it. We'll love to have a part 2 with you, you know, once more music comes out and stuff. Stay tuned, or when this episode comes out on TLC tomorrow. Well, this episode is going to come out on TLC, but the show Bad Hair Day comes out tomorrow, which would be Wednesday the 24th, right?
10 p.m.
Yeah, 10 p.m. Make sure you guys go ahead
Have
and
a watch
that.
party, bro.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that don't sound bad.
Have a watch party.
But yeah, again, stay tuned. If you guys, what is your body count by any chance? Let us know down in the comments.
Hey, yeah, I don't think you're the past name I want right here. You got the record set.
I know some people that's hit 1,000.
Yo, all right.
Now, is that,
What's your body count, Trey? Like you just over there commentating this.
he can't give an answer.
Why not?
Oh, he's
My man is strapped down
he's
right
strapped
now.
up. He's locked up. Supposedly.
So he can't give an answer?
I could give an answer.
Yeah, give me an answer. Talk your shit, bro.
All right, Trey, you can take it away now.
That's just 11.
Oh shit.
That's it.
11?
11. Make a wish.
Yes, Trey, make a wish and rap it, baby.
All right. That's a good one. All right. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and all of Will's stuff will be down in the comments.
Description.
Wait, my bad. And we love you guys, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay frosty. See you guys in the next one.
God damn it, 36. I am one jealous motherfucker. How are you at 36 and I'm stuck at 9? That is not fair, okay?
Brother, I'm at 2.
Not 2. Wait a minute, just 2?
Look, I'm a lover boy, you know.